Wowee, what do you think of that fancy new video? My name's Sean LeMay, if you remember me. Here we are in our fancy, brand new, high-tech Barron studio. What do you think of all this? We spare no expense, folks. Listen, the purpose of this video is this is for people who had seen the Secrets of the Barons presentation from me last year. What I'm trying to do here is this is to help you a little bit. It's not going to be any less time than if I did this in person with you, but right now it's a busy time. A lot of people are on vacation. They're covering off for vacation time. It's busy time at work, and yes, I would like prefer to do this one-on-one with you. Uh, but what this may do is take a half an hour visit and turn it into a 10-minute visit because you can spend the 10 or 20 minutes, however long this video is going to be, in between innings of a Blue Jay game while you're eating lunch at work or in your underwear at the kitchen table. And really, what I want to do is bring you up to speed on some of the things that happened last year that you may or may not know about, and what's new and what's coming up for the upcoming season. So the first thing I want to remind everyone is, if you haven't seen the Secrets of the Barons video, a lot of this will not make sense, and hopefully, if you did, you remember it. I'll remind you a little bit as we go. But one of the things last year, if you remember, the big part of the video was all about our our, our player outreach to the youth in the community. That we're way more than a hockey team. That we see our players as role models, and we put them in a position to go out and use uh, that status they have to be able to communicate in a way to a market that you and I can't for the most part because of their age. And we continued with all of those things. We had our reading with the Barons, we had our skating with the Barons, um, our parade. We were involved with camp day at Tim Hortons a little while ago. We had one of our fellows out there. We had a couple guys coaching baseball the last few summers. Uh, I don't think we had any hockey coaches this last season. I know if you recall, we had the prior 2 seasons, we had players coaching OMHA championship teams. But the guys have done a really good job reaching out in the community. One of the things, if you recall, was our association with West for Youth. We really expanded that this last year. Um, we continued that strong association. I'm going to refer to my notes once in a while so I don't forget anything. Um, we continued with our warm-up jerseys, our West for Youth jerseys. If you get to a game early enough, you'll see the guys out there wearing them. And depending on my video skills, you'll see a picture of them somewhere, either that side or over there. Another thing we did was in the past, we had the Pink in the Rink in Mildmay. We raised a bunch of money, ran a big event in Mildmay. We did that something similar this last year. Hopefully, you see a couple pictures around me. We had a design contest. We had green jerseys. We had the community center in Mile May. It was Bees Go Green for mental health. You see tickets on the screen. The guys in the uniform. Mental health. Green is the color of mental health. I didn't realize it, but that's it. We raised a bunch of money. We donated it to West for Youth, and it was a really good event. We've got something in store for this year. Offsite again. We think we're going back to Malamé. We're not sure. I can't confirm exactly who the funds will be going to. If it'll be West for Youth again. The other thing that we did, if you recall our junior scouting program, we really love that program. That's where our guys go back to their hometowns and address a team, a minor hockey team. So they go in the dressing room before the game, say, "Hey guys, my coach said there's some pretty good hockey players here. He asked me to come and check you out. So I'm going to watch your game, take some notes, come back and talk to you after." So they usually go in pairs because they're afraid to speak by themselves, and sometimes I went with them, and sometimes somebody else. That, if you recall, we usually single out 3 players and recognize them for something they did in the game, and invariably one of those guys will never get recognized again for their hockey skills. They might be a hard worker, they were the digger of the game, or something to that effect. There's my high-tech microphone. Um, what we did this time, those players in the past would go to the arena, and invariably what would happen, the team would go to the rink to watch a Barons game because our guys at the end of their talk with the players would say, "You know what, you all played such a good game. Come on out to a Barons game and give them all tickets." So usually they'll come out to a game as a group. They're looking around the ice for the guys that were in the dressing room with them. That's their new favorite Barons. But the fellas that came in that had the special ticket stub that had been recognized for those awards from the Barons that night, instead of giving them a hat or the T-shirt or whatever we were giving them, they were asked to go over to the visitors bench at intermission, and the rink announcer would get on the PA. And refer to the notes and say, hey, folks, I'd like your attention. On November 6th, these two Barons, name who they were, went and scouted the Minto Adams. They played Arthur. They lost, but they played a great game. And the Barons players there wanted to recognize these three guys for their special achievements. And they would say the player's name and give them the reward in front of all the stands, so they get their hat. Well, you can imagine how these young fellas and girls felt. And one bonus that we didn't think about in the spinoff was as it led up to it, after word got out this was going to happen, aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and social media would happen, and there was a buzz. We'd end up with more bums in the seats because of it. So, it's really turning into something positive. We want to make sure that we get all of the guys doing it. They were going in pairs last year, and so we told them if they went in pairs, they had to go twice. So they didn't all do that. So we're going to make sure that they do that this year. It's up to hockey ops to make sure that happens. Um, we did some baseline concussion testing, worked the deal with Soggy and Physio. We really think that's important. We have happy parents and happy grandparents. They're not going to be NHLers. So we got them all to do baseline concussion tests early in the season, which is mandatory in Hanover minor hockey now. We think that's a good thing. We're behind that. From a fundraising perspective, um, usually, to give you an idea, a third of our money came from gates, a third of our money came from fundraising, a third of our money came from partnership. We're really looking to grow that partnership, and it's because of you guys who are on board and seeing it and seeing what we're doing in the community and working with us. It's starting to get a foothold. But our country music dance flopped. That's a $3,500. You know, to Country 93 that hey, we can help you raise funds for $3,500 and 1,000 plus whatever for the arena. It's a big risk. I think we broke even. It wasn't a big money maker like it had been in the past, so that may be the end of that. The baseball tournament did not happen due to lack of interest. It must have conflicted, but we couldn't fill out the roster, so it wasn't worth running. On a positive note, we've had a nice relationship with Hanover Raceway. We started running 50-50 last year, their very last date. Our whole team was out there. If anybody saw that, it was really nice to see all the guys. It was a team bonding time for them. This summer, we've done it twice, including Dream of Glory, the long weekend in August. And that was a great fundraiser for us. I think it was over $1,000. So those things are moving along. Uh, PJHL had its inaugural game. That, if you recall, the Western Junior C Hockey League is gone. It's now the Provincial Junior Hockey League. It's the umbrella league for all 65 teams in the province. The very first game ever played in that league was us against Walkerton. We lost, unfortunately, but that is starting to roll out. And last year we talked about interlocking schedule. Well, that's what's going to be new this year. And bear with me to understand this. We've got the PJHL, which is the umbrella organization, Provincial Junior Hockey League, and there used to be 8 Junior C leagues. Well, now there's 4 conferences, Northeast, West, and South, underneath the Provincial Junior Hockey League. We're in the North Conference. In the North Conference, there's 2 divisions: the Pollock Division, which is what we are in, and the Carruthers Division. That used to be the old Georgian Bay League. Well, Georgian Bay, they want to have an interlocking schedule between the 2 leagues. This year, Midland's coming to town, I think it is, and we're going to Penetang, so we're starting to do that interlock. Looking forward to that. Should be exciting for our fans. One other thing, the PGHL wants to standardize things right across the board. So now we have a 40 game schedule instead of 36, which means 2 extra home games, which means extra programs, extra announcements, all of those great things that go along with your partnership. We didn't increase prices, so you get a 10% benefit in the upcoming year. One thing, if you recall, the Club 90, that was the accolades, the award we got from the PJHL. Basically, that they came in and did like a mystery shop or a blind audit and evaluated our event management essentially. What kind of show do we put on? Our rink announcer, our mascot, what's the arena look like, our use of volunteers, all of those things. And they give you a score. And if you got 90%, you made Club 90. And if you recall, out of the 65 teams, in fact, if I grab it here, see, I'll put it up on the screen. They came out with they've got a fancy schmancy magazine, if you recall seeing that. And in there was an article, I'll put that on the screen as well, where they recognized 10 teams in the whole province that achieved that. And that was from 3 seasons ago. We were the only team in our league. Last year, they did the same thing again, and we got it again. In fact, our marks went up. Unfortunately, no other team in the league got it again, which means, the gap between us and the rest of the league is widening. Really, we're the gold standard. with our event management and all of the off-ice activities with our guys. On the ice, different story. We'll come to that in a sec. But we're trying to, the PJHL is trying to standardize things so that when you walk into any rink, just like going to a franchise, you go to Tim Hortons, you know what you're going to get from one town to the next, Krabby Joe's, etc. And that's kind of what they're trying to lean towards, at least a minimum standard. And we'd like to see more teams catching up to us. Coming up this season, like I've already mentioned, is the um, 40 games, 20 game schedule. One of the things that we introduced last year, they don't train you how to do that, to lean off camera when you're in school. So so obviously I didn't go to media school. We did our tickets list last year. If you went to any games, you saw them on the back were hockey cards. I guess I'll try and put those up on the screen as well. They went over very well. We're doing them again this year. We're building them into our silver package. They're $200, um, silver and above. We didn't have 20 silver and above last year, so what we'll probably do is open it to our bronze members to pay an extra $200 and get that. Um, so those were some of the new things. Rick Ryer, if that name rings a bell for you, he's the voice of the Hanover Raceway. He calls the races over there. He's going to be a guest rink announcer for us. He's going to come in and kind of mentor Jamie Bennett, who got through his rookie season. He's a local fella, went to school for media and radio, had done some apprenticeship with Owen Sound Attack, not on mic, but you can hear him on Blue Water Radio as well. And he did a great job. He was a big part of us helping us get that Club 90. But Rick's going to bring a different flavor, little different excitement, and maybe some of that's going to rub off on Jamie, and it's only going to benefit everybody. So that's pretty much covers what we did last year, what's coming up this year. We lost our four overage players who are really our top four, or among our top four offensive threats. It's going to be a rebuilding year. We're going to be a younger team. It's up to hockey ops to see what they can pull together. On the ice last year, we were competitive. Last game of the season, we played Mount Forest. The winner got third, loser got fifth. That's just the way it worked out. We outshot Mount Forest. They got a top goalie. They ended up winning the league, and we ended up fifth. But we upset, a bit of an upset. We upset Kincardine in the first round, so we got to play 2 rounds. And what I like to point out is Walkerton, who had won the league, ended up with 6 home playoff dates. So they didn't pad their coffers like they would like to have, and we had 5. So they only had one more home playoff date. So that's I just like to point that out to everyone. So what I've done here now, you've watched this video. It's 12, 13 minutes long. Hey, it's shorter than I was thinking it was going to be. Uh, I still want to talk to you. I still want to get together with you. You are a partner, presumably, if you're watching this video. Last year, we want to review that, see if that's what you would like to do again, review the packages, see if maybe you want to upgrade, if you want to go from a bronze to a silver, silver to a gold. We're still only looking at Krabby Joe's as our only gold sponsor at this point, and Scotiabank's our only platinum. But if you're looking to reduce this year, we get it. But just I want to remind you how much a quarter page ad is, how much a half page is, how much the shirt jersey sponsors are. Right now, our home goal has been taken by um, Giant Tiger. They jumped all over that, so they'll be on our home goal tickets. And Bell is our power play partner for this year. There's a couple yet to be confirmed. Krabby Joe's are a 3-star, so we've got some in-rink announcement that's available. The penalty kill, the puck partner, the out-of-town scoreboard. So those are available at this point, pending confirmation from a couple people that had them last year. So I will be contacting you. In the email I sent you is my contact. It's obviously you got my email, but there's also my text, my cell phone. You can feel free to text me. Please don't wait for me to call you. Call me, text me, let me know when you're available to pop in, see what you want to do this year, see what we can do to set you up, bigger, better, smaller, whatever. And hopefully this works out. A little bit of feedback on this. If it works out that I still want to visit you. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you, but now we can talk about how your summer's going and your kids' ball, how that's working out. All right, folks. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your partnership last year, and really look forward to this year as well. Take care. Talk to you soon.